4 seconds right now is all the Sentinels have in neutral time, and a trade out in lives is going to drain that clock down. Boo Boo Doobu's at the 0-second mark. There's no way. There is 0 seconds on the clock. OpTic just went 3 down. OpTic gets wiped. Sentinels about to steal it and send us into a sudden death overtime. But Sparty is the tip of the spear, as Garrett said. Sparty is where that offense really comes from when it comes from Sentinels. He is a damage dealer and also has a unique ability to stay alive while doing that damage. 3 kills. That is highly unorthodox, highly unusual from a player of Spartan's caliber.
100% agree. He's probably having a rough couple of games, and you know what that does? It creates the scenario here when Sparty's playing at his absolute best. What will happen in game number 3? Speaking of that, here we go. It's OpTic Gaming up 2-0. Sentinels have to answer back.
We're gonna see if OpTic can shut down Sparty, because if they can, maybe they can take it in a 3-0 sweep, but something tells me he's about to bounce back, and apparently so is Falcated. The first 2 kills end up giving Falcated some great time over toward the green side, but I wonder what's happening with camouflage.
Well, if there's an answer back to be had here, it's OpTic Gaming going 3 dead immediately off the start of this game number 3, and it's full control for Sentinels on the hill. They do give up the camo, but immediately that camo is killed, and a snipe by Boo Boo to the head. Coming off the screens, it's Boo Boo Doobu now in control as he continues to slay, and Sentinels continue to dominate hill number 1.
Majin Boo Boo eating them up like chocolate. Sentinels closing it out without OpTic getting a single bit of time here. Sentinels put the final seconds in, and not only did they take the green side hill, but they even have presence over toward the tower side. Tim, I know you like that.
A beautiful, beautiful job there by Boo Boo. He continues to hold control of the snipe here. As the pressure comes in, he will lose it. But again, that snipe is such a big factor, and that first hill is going to be huge for Sentinels' confidence coming into this game number 3.
1-0 lead in favor of Sentinels at the moment here, but OpTic still have an opportunity to bounce back, and that's exactly what they're doing. Hunt down the weak lethal over toward the low side, and now Sparty might have been sniffed out and spotted as well. Excellent damage coming in from Lucid, but now Sparty taking the scenic route. It looks like OpTic are ready for that. They're watching every single angle, and I said he's creative with the way he's able to stay alive. You saw it right then and there. Sparty, he's back.
Yeah, that back off the pillar with the repulse allows him to live and, still be a thorn in the side of OpTic Gaming. They finally do take him out, and you can see, even with that bit of control that OpTic Gaming has on that C side, it is Sentinels once again to break it very quickly. Now they have control of Nest. They've got control of the tower as well. The question is, can they hold this control?
Boo Boo Doobu going right afterward the back tower. Looks like both Trippy and Dead Zone end up going down, and Formal is going to join them there. Sentinels immediately taking control, and mind you, OpTic, they didn't get that much time in the hill. Sentinels can come back in this one.
Yeah, it's Boo Boo Doobu with the sniper, right? And I like the play of him getting off of that that hill with that sniper, making sure that he can be a difficult kill for the side of OpTic Gaming. They know how important it is to kill Boo Boo here, because if they don't, things like that happen. But finally, it's going to be 3 dead for Sentinels and a chance for OpTic Gaming to get control back in their hands.
Really wanted to see a recovery coming out of Sentinels right there, but the 3 down is not what you wanted. I mean, at this point, they have to slow down. They have to also get their players off of spawn, try to address the mid map, and who knows if they can even get the kills in order to take over this base. OpTic have gained so much time here, and the Sentinels are kind of dropping like flies. Even Spartan gets the kill, but ends up going down right afterwards. Falcated gonna try to sneak in here, and actually, some God spawns coming in. The rest of Sentinels might be able to move in position. That's until Dead Zone opens up with a double kill, and Boo Boo Doobu is forced back.
Yeah, that bit of hill time that OpTic Gaming have acquired is just due to the fact that Formal was being so elusive with that camo, being so disruptive. They finally take him out, and it looks like they may get control, but then OpTic come back so much quicker, and they're able to essentially score their first hill in this game. We are now tied at 1-1.
The good thing is Sentinels do have the opportunity to hold them out. They spawned over toward the opposite side of the map, which is where that hill moved to. So hopefully they can get the slays and hold OpTic and get a nice little advantage on this 3rd hill. So far, nobody in just yet, but OpTic find himself 3 down. Sentinel still trying to deal with the final member in Formal, who, like you said, being as disruptive as possible. Finally, Sentinels find the hill, but now all 4 players of OpTic are up.
Yeah, with such an early rotation from Sentinels, you'd expect full control out of them, but it's Formal who comes down the rat tunnel. And again, like you said, like I said, like we all said, disruptive Formal continuing to break the setup of Sentinels. They're not able to be comfortable, and that's what's making OpTic so good in this series, let alone this game.
Formal once again taking the low ground, and so far nobody from Sentinels is able to account for it. I don't see anybody in red near. Finally, Lethal and Booba are pushing up towards active camouflage, and Falcated gets put on a stretcher there, eliminated quickly. Formal not done yet. A double kill leads to the killing spree. Oh my gosh, that's an overkill. Formal putting Sentinels on their back, and they should be able to close the hill because of it.
It's really difficult to get up when you're thrown on your back, Tony. We'll see if Sentinels can get up from this knockout punch that Formal just delivered. A massive overkill. That's going to be hill number 2 potentially for the side of OpTic Gaming. But a great job by Formal here, getting out of hill, not giving them the free information. But they find him out, and he's taken out just as quickly. But we have forgotten about Trippy as he's in the back base with Snipe. He gets removed as well.
Also, members from Sentinels going down. The same for OpTic. A bit of a brawl here, but OpTic have such a clear advantage on this hill. At this point, I think Sentinels might want to punt it and maybe stay toward the tower side. At that hill, it's moving over towards back C. Once again, they have an option to early setup, but they have to get their butts in that hill.
Yeah, Sentinels did a fair job of holding that C side when the hill was on C plat. They did a great job of trying to hold that tower, but again, it was easily broken by the side of OpTic Gaming. Now you've got to deal with Lucid, who's got the QT to utilize in order to break this setup once again. And with this QT, it's going to be even more difficult to stop the push of OpTic. All the while, 3 dead for Sentinels, a chance for OpTic to get full control once again.
2-1 leads, doing the favor of OpTic Gaming at the moment, and mind you, it's a 2-0 series lead for OpTic. Loser of this gets knocked out in 4th place. The winner gets to fight to try to make it into the grand finals. Lots of implications on the line. Lucid obviously understands the situation, so he's gonna port himself right in the middle of 2 Sentinels players. 3 down, go OpTic Gaming. The final player in dead zone tries to do some damage with the sniper, does some, but it's not enough. Sentinels take over the tower side, and now Booba ends up in the hill.
Yeah, Booba does have to take the hill. He was the only one in position, and you got to scrap as much time as possible. You see immediately he goes up, but immediately he's taken out by Lucid. That's sniped down for Falcated here if he wants to pick it up, and it looks like he does, but now he's going to deal with a push at dead zone. He takes him out as well. A great job by Falcated, making sure to be there to grab that sniper and not allow it to be in OpTic's hands.
Sentinel needed their Slayers to step up. We definitely point out Sparty, but Falcated is one of them as well. So far, so good for Sentinels, but will it be enough? OpTic are in the hill at the moment. OpTic have about a half setup right now. Lethal was able to take down Dead Zone toward the nest side, but Lucid immediately follows it up. Luckily, Falcated off a spawn out of nowhere might have needed to win that battle against Lucid, because OpTic, they're about to close out their 3rd hill.
That was a tough battle for Falcated. He had to strafe into the plasmas or Lucid was going to shoot them. He ends up going down, and with him going down, it's 3-1 now for OpTic Gaming on the precipice of winning this series in a 3-0 sweep.
And at this point, 1 minute 13 seconds of regulation. I would not be surprised if OpTic elected to play just a bit of advanced Slayer. If they decided to say, you know what, Sentinels, you play for the next 2 hills, we're just gonna slay you out for over a minute. Even if Sentinels take this middle hill, how much time will go down while they go after it, Tim?
Yeah, a lot, right? They definitely want to play for time here. It's so important. Sentinels are gonna do their best to stamp into this hill, but it's one break from the side of OpTic Gaming that just make this so much more difficult. That being said, it's not impossible. Sentinels just have to pick up the slays here, and you see Falcated does just that with the camo. Not able to clean up Dead Zone. Finally is. That's a killing spree for Falcated, and potentially Sentinel's 2nd hill with only 3 seconds ticking off the clock.
Wow. Well played by Sentinel. The fundamentals coming out well, and that objective defense looking even better. Like I said, 3 or 4 seconds taken off as far as regulation, and they bring us back within 1. So that puts OpTic in this position where maybe they don't play for time. Maybe both of them are going to be fighting for this hill, and Sentinel's desperately trying to send us into a 7th.
Yeah, playing for time right now when Sentinels are looking this solid, right? It looks like they've hit another gear here, and this is exactly what they needed, but Again, only that 4 seconds from regulation have been removed. Now, they added another 2 right there to get a different position on the hill. That is Sparty, who obviously is having a solid game, and you asked him to. 16, 12, and 16 out of him.
Trippy with the sniper. He wants to get that first kill, taking no damage whatsoever, does just that. Trippy now lines it up onto Sparty, just barely missing 2 shots, a couple of warning shots, but also letting the enemy team know exactly where he's pushing from. Luckily, a distraction from both Dead Zone and Lucid to push up. This is a 2-pronged attack. It looks like OpTic are going in from multiple angles, and Sentinel's defense simply wasn't ready for it. 2 make 3, eventually turns to 2 down for Sentinels, and OpTic immediately take control. Just 39 seconds on the clock here. OpTic, they're not stepping foot in this hill.
Yeah, it's actually incredible, right? Just a great showcase of discipline here for OpTic Gaming, deciding, hey, we're not going to get in a hill. We're going to play our fundamentals. We're going to play the time. And that's exactly what they do. 20 seconds left.
Falcon to do with the camouflage. Wants to get behind enemy lines. Looks like Trippy's that most perimeter player that he has to deal with, and Trippy with the eagle eye is able to spot out Falcon, and although he doesn't get the kill, Formal does, and Sparty follows it up. 4 seconds right now is all the Sentinels have in neutral time, and a trade out in lives is going to drain that clock down. Boo Doobu's at the 0-second mark. There's no way. There is 0 seconds on the clock. OpTic just went 3 down. OpTic gets wiped. Sentinels about to steal it and send us into a sudden death overtime with 0 seconds on the clock.
What a massive play there by Sentinels. Sparty gets the trade of a century. Boo Boo's able to sneak inside the hill with 0 seconds. Like you said, it is all tied up. We're in regulation overtime here. 1 minute and 49 seconds left.
I don't even care about the minute and 49 seconds. This next hill takes the win right now, and as of right now, it is so important for Sentinels to ride this momentum that seemingly has come out of nowhere. 3 down once again go OpTic. The green wall is getting taken down brick by brick. Sentinels want to send this into a game 4. They do not want to get swept.
OpTic is getting the slays, though. They've got 2 dead on the side of Sentinels, and Lethal's going to fall as well, so it's up to Falcon to try and do as much damage as possible, while all the while staying alive, which seems like an impossible task, as OpTic Gaming have stamped their setup into this hill.
This time OpTic have to close it out. There's no slaying for time here, and so far they're doing a damn good job of it. They eventually go 3 down, but look at all of the time they were able to accumulate. And on top of that, Formal being the final player alive is still able to get kills onto Sentinels. They only need about 25% of this hill so far. And mind you, Sentinels, they are far behind.
Yeah, OpTic Gaming, though, throw a couple of players on the outside towards Brutes. It was actually just one in Lucid, I'm sorry. Trippy's on that nest side, and he ends up getting a kill and staying alive. And they have that top tower presence, but there's still someone in the hill milking all this time, Tony.
Sentinels, where are you? You gotta get in here, and you gotta get in fast, and apparently you're asking. They answered the call. 3 down once again go OpTic Gaming. Sentinels once again having control, and hopefully they can hold it for a bit longer than their last run, because again, they're still behind, about 30% done, but with Falcon is shooting like that, maybe things could happen. Boo Doobu from the tower side is able to drop down and get those kills. OpTic once again go 3 down. Formal once again the final player alive, and he's being chased down. Sentinels are putting time on the board. Lethal with the backsmack. OpTic are spawning on the opposite side of the map. They have to come in and push for the last time. They need to break the setup, and they're running out of time. This time, OpTic Gaming.
2 down for OpTic Gaming. Oh my word. This is the chance for Sentinels to come in. OpTic Gaming steal the hill, though. No one's able to get in. It's OpTic Gaming with the 3-0 sweep. What an incredible way to end game number 3.
What? Wait, what? Yo, DJ, I'm gonna need to run that back, bro. Wait, yo, Sentinels literally doing almost everything right towards that end game. Literally everything going their way. They just needed to put in the final seconds, and one player sneaks in. Tim, break this down. This should have been a look at this.
Lethal's on top tower. They're about to get 2 dead. Lucid's gonna go down right here. So that'll be Lucid going down. One other player goes down as well. So you think maybe there's a chance here. You see Dead Zone's gonna be the next one to fall. So it's a 2v2 situation with Sparty in the hill. But Trippy is the one that's alive. Trippy is the one that comes in, does damage to Lethal, gets him out of the hill, and it's OpTic Gaming off of spawn who come through. Look at the push from top center. Lethal not in a position to help whatsoever. They get inside the hill. Lethal's caught out. He's out of position, and they take him out. They take the hill. They don't even need to take him out. They just take the hill right under his eyes.
My best kept secret. I don't know why, but I still try to keep it. You got me in pieces.